Hi students, MCQ number 25. The output across the capacitor 2C in the following diagram has to be determined. It's a diagrammatic question. You can look at the circuit. So A, B are the 2 points which have a potential difference of 120 volt. So from A capacitor of capacitance C is connected. Then D1 is one diode, D2 is another diode, and 2C is the second capacitor. So in this circuit, what is the potential difference across the 2C capacitor we have to find out. Now you look at the P region of the first diode. The P region of the first diode is connected to the positive and N region is connected to the negative. So this diode will forward bias. This diode D1 will be forward biased and it will send the current in the circuit. Whereas the P region of the diode D2 is in contact with the negative and N region is in contact with the positive. So diode D2 will be not sending the current. Is it not? It will be disconnected. So the equivalent circuit is, see, this portion can be removed. Okay. So the two capacitors are connected in series now. So this is the equivalent circuit. In the absence of diode we have shown. So the capacitance C and the capacitor of capacitance 2C are connected in series. And the potential difference between the points A and B is 120 volt. Okay, 120 volt. That will be split into V1 and V2. So the PD across the first capacitor is V1 and the PD across the second capacitor is V2. What we have to find is the value of V2. Okay. For that, since the two capacitors are in series combination, the same quantity of charge only will be stored in both the capacitors. Is it not? We have studied when capacitors are connected in series, the quantity of charge stored in both the capacitors will be the same. So I can write C, that is Q equal to CV1. Is it not? Or V1 is equal to, okay, V1 is equal to Q by C, and V2 is equal to Q divided by 2C. So the potential difference V1 and V2 expressions I have written. Understand? This is Q by C and this is half of Q by C. So this is equal to half of Q by C. Is it not? So therefore I can write V2 is equal to, but Q by C is equal to what? V1. So this is V1 divided by 2. Or V1 is equal to twice of V2. This is the relationship between V1 and V2. Now V1 plus V2 must be equal to how much? 120, is it not? That I will write. So V1 plus V2 must be equal to what? 120. So 2 in place of V1 I am going to substitute 2V2. So 2V2 plus V2 is equal to 120. So 3V2 is equal to 120. Therefore V2 is equal to 120 by 3 is equal to 40. Therefore V2 is equal to 40 volt. This is the potential difference across the capacitor 2C. This only is asked. So what must be the answer you see here? Option C. So V2 is equal to 40 volt. That is option C is the correct answer. It's a very simple and easy problem. Only the idea that is applied here is the forward and reverse bias of the diode. When a diode is forward biased, it sends the current, and when the diode is reverse biased means it is switched off. Okay, I hope you must have understood well. Fine.